Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I never really know how to start these videos. Anyway, so hi back if you've already watched my videos, and hello for the first time if we're meeting just now. Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Effy and I basically do videos on Budapest, contents of Budapest because I do live here. I also do weeks in my life or days in my life, so kind of like lifestyle videos. I am a psychology major. I'm doing my master's degree in clinical and health psychology. So I'm doing kind of study related videos because I am a huge traveler and I would actually want to see the whole world if it's possible. I am also making travel videos at the same time whenever I get the chance to visit a new place. Basically, these are the topics that I'm making videos about, just in case you didn't know. So for today's video, going on with the theme of Budapest videos, I got really inspired in the last few weeks and I thought about making a video about a bucket list. Everyone is always talking about a full bucket list, and I wanted to make mine around Budapest. I was talking with my friends the other day from uni and we were just talking about what can we do in this miserable weather because it looks absolutely horrible outside right now. It's not dark, but it's just really cloudy and gloomy, and it's nice from the inside. I'm gonna have to go to class in like 2 hours and it just started raining. Oh, that's wonderful. So fall weather, but I made a little list for you guys. I wrote down 9 things that came to my mind around this fall bucket list. Of course, you can add something else that you wanted. These are just my things that I decided that I wanted to do or that I usually like to do when it comes to fall. So let's just get into the video. So the first thing is pretty obvious: walks in the nature. Now, I really like to be outside. I also love my space inside, but going out to the nature and just having little walks, doing little hikes, getting around and knowing your area a little bit better, I think is just wonderful. If I had a dog, I would be outside all the time. Unfortunately, I don't. When I move out, I will get myself a dog. It's going to be a Frenchie or a Corgi. I don't know, maybe both. But yeah, it's a pretty cliche one. I know, leaves changing, it's beautiful, but it is freaking beautiful. So my advice is to go outside and get yourself a cup of coffee, a tea, something, and just have a little bit of a walk, or maybe not a little bit of a walk. You can go for, I don't know. I know my friends, I have a few friends who are really into hiking and I see them on Instagram and they are doing like freaking 20-kilometer walks. Props to them. I don't have the time for that, or maybe I'm not prioritizing my time for that. I should. But anyways, seeing the videos, seeing the photos that they made, and it's beautiful. And also, just to make it a little bit more informational and more about psychology, I remember the first time that I went to class, we received this little paper. I will put it on the screen if I can. And we were talking about quality of life activities. No. Each activity that is listed on this paper, what kind of improvements they make in your life. And there is exercise on the top, nutrition, stress management, and number 4 was time in nature. It says time spent in natural settings, for example, parks and gardens, away from artificial environments and urban noises. So that is how they define time in nature. And it says that it fosters community relationships, which is great, we're here for that. For medical reasons, surgical patients with views of natural settings endorse less pain and stress, improved mood, better post-surgical outcomes and earlier hospital discharges, which is also great. Not that it means that when you're already in hospital, right? And psych symptoms, this is what I was most interested in. It says that improved sustained attention, reduced symptoms of stress, depression, and other mental disorders. And we know that when it's getting darker outside, more quickly, I think at 5 it's like already dark outside. It's just a huge risk for depression or seasonal depression. Anyways, I went too far, but yeah, walks in nature. If you have not seen my last video, I will link it somewhere up here. And we actually visited the Elizabeth Lookout with my boyfriend. It was great, it was beautiful. So go out to the nature, guys. Number 2, I'm a girl, I'm a grown-ass woman. I like to dress up nicely. Not everyone is like that, but I like myself new clothes. The thing is, it's getting harder and harder to find myself new clothes in an ethical way and in a sustainable way. Yeah, this is a huge topic. I could like talk about this for over like 10-15 minutes. But my point is, I know that a lot of you guys, girls or boys, would want to get new clothes and show up and just look nice for fall, like fall-y outfits, you know what I mean. And what I wanted to say about this is that you don't have to go to the first mall, you don't have to go online and shop everything off from H&M or Zara. Try to find a way which is more ethical and more sustainable for our planet if you can. I'm all here for buying new clothes, but I just wanted to share with you 2 places which I really like in Budapest, which are second-hand shops or thrift shops. I will put a little picture up here of the map. The first one is around Calvin Square. Now this is a really small shop, and if you first go inside, you don't particularly see that it's for clothes because they're selling other items as well. Yeah, what I wanted to say that there is a changing room upstairs, sorry. So yeah, there are a lot of things on display. I have found a few skirts, a few t-shirts. I don't really like to buy shoes secondhand because you can never know whose feet was inside there, you know, like germs and everything. It's harder to wash that out than washing your clothes with detergent, I guess. Also, these things that they have there are originally from these fast fashion stores that you can find in the big malls like Bershka, Stradivarius. I have no idea how to say that in English. I don't have an English. Stradivarius? No idea. That. H&M, Zara. So like all these fast fashion stores. So some of them still have the tags on them. The second one is around Nyugati pályaudvar. I think it's really known, and I think that they have a lot of other stores, so maybe this is like a chain store. It's called Dorothy and Abby. Actually, I wanted to include this in this video, but actually I went to this place around a week ago with my boyfriend, and I wanted to buy another coat. And my first thought was, okay, I would rather go to a secondhand shop first and then see it if they have it in another store. Unfortunately, they didn't have it in a secondhand store, so this is what I'm talking about. Just try, at least try, you guys. The 2 shops that I go to first if I want to buy something. If it's really specific, I will look either way there, and then I go to the other shop if I cannot find it somewhere. But I really am just trying to buy less because I have a lot of clothes, so I don't need to buy a new one all the time. So there's that. Number 3, discover a new place in your city. By this I mean, don't look it up on Google, don't search for it, don't ask about it. I mean, coffee shops or little bookstores. I think these have a more fall-y vibe, like bookstores and coffee shops, but it can be anything, like a new museum, a new place to sit out, a park, something, anything. But just don't look it up on the internet. Just go out to your city and be a bit more adventurous. Get lost in the little streets or big streets. I can't talk about other cities. Well, I can, but I'm not going to. But about Budapest, there are so many small little streets where you can get lost. If you've been here, you know. There's this area, that district around Király utca. So many streets, so many boutiques, so many coffee shops. any types of restaurants that you would want. If you're vegan, if you're vegetarian, if you're paleo, anything you can find. Just get lost, find that space, read a book there, have a laugh with your friends, I don't know, but it is really good for the mind if you just let it wander sometime and you don't go to the same places all the time. I find it refreshing, so that's number 3. Number 4, bake anything. This is also on the side of being more creative and being more spontaneous, but for make it a bit more like autumnal vibe. For me, autumn and cooking equals anything with apple, cinnamon, plum, pumpkin spice or pumpkin, and yeah, basically that's it. So yeah, if we're talking about like cookies and stuff, that's what I mean. And if we're not talking about that, then I don't know, like pasta and like more heavier and more filling foods, because it's cold outside, so you would want to consume something that is, you know, like comfy food. Is that a thing? I guess. My goal for this fall is to go onto the internet or ask my mom and find some new recipes which include these things. Actually, I did one cookie which was like a chocolatey cookie. I put the picture up here and I did that. It was great. It didn't have that much sugar, but it was not that full vibes. Then a few hours later I decided to do another one because we were visiting my grandma and I wanted to make something with cinnamon with apples, so I made that one as well, and my brother loved it. I want to make one with a plum. We have a plum at home right now, so whenever I will have time I will do that. Apart from cookies and pastries, what else did? Oh, we went to the store with my boyfriend and finally you guys, I got my hands on nutritional yeast. So I made this what's it called, mac and cheese. I made vegan mac and cheese with broccoli and it was amazing. So yeah, just be adventurous and put yourself in the fall vibe. Okay, number 6 is one of my favorite, is turn off your phone for a day or several days. I did this a few weeks ago and I have found it so therapeutic. I know that people make more and more videos about this. I have seen challenges made about this, like didn't go on social media for 30 days, here's how I felt. I left my phone at home for a day, here's how I felt. And I consciously did it a few weeks ago. I'm not gonna lie, I also kind of had to do it, but not really. I had to leave it at the Apple store because I thought that something was wrong with it. It turned out that it was only the earphones that were not great. Anyways, I had to leave my phone there for I had to leave my phone there for around 2 days, and yeah, it was refreshing. I got another phone from my boyfriend, but the thing is, I did not download Facebook, I did not download Instagram, and I certainly did not download Twitter on it. It was great. It was weird, but it was great. For the first day, I felt a little bit of a FOMO, like what's going on, I'm not seeing the pictures. Then it was just so peaceful. So my advice is to try to wind down a little bit. I know it's really hard to not go with the flow and not do what everyone is doing, especially if you're a teenager, you want to be in the circle and want to do what everyone else is doing. I know what you're feeling. I did that too. I felt that too. But if you think it through, it's just a few days. You're not gonna miss anything. And if you have at least your messenger on your phone, then you can talk to the people that you want to talk to. But leaving Instagram, Facebook and Twitter for 3 days for me was absolutely therapeutic. So yeah, I guess my advice is just this, that just try it out and see how it affects you. Yeah. Number 8, I like this one. I wrote, do something creative at home. Okay. As it is fall, a lot of the times the weather is just not gonna be right for doing things outside as much as we want to. I wanted to include this because when I was a kid, I remember creating, drawing, painting, doing something all the time with my mom and my brother when we were at home. And of course, like, high school came and university came and I have to study a lot, but sometimes we have to find those, I don't know, a half an hour, a few hours where we can just cozy up, light a candle, some freaking time for ourselves and just draw or paint something. A few years ago it was a really big trend to have these color books for adults. I also got that and it was really therapeutic as well and really just calming. Hold on, I need to blow my nose. My point is that you don't have to be the biggest drawer or the biggest artist in the world to just create something. It does really have really good effects on your brain, and it's one way to cope with your feelings and to cope with, even if you don't have problems, just to cope with your feelings and your thoughts. Just put it on a paper or put it in a song. I really like to write like little poems, slam poetries. I also wrote a few songs before, and these are just really, really helping me to cope with my emotions. You get the gist what I'm saying. So one project for me is actually making a dream board. I did make a dream board before, I think it was 2 years ago, but I want to freshen it up. If you don't know what a dream board is, you can just type it into YouTube and I bet it will pop up first thing that comes out. It's kind of like meditation in an active way for me. So yeah, it's a must for me, not just for fall, but also for winter when it's not that good of a weather outside. It's cozying up and watching a movie. I know that Halloween, it's already passed, and I know that a lot of people out there like Halloween movies and horror movies. I get scared so easily, you guys. I cannot watch those. I watched it like a year ago and I still have bad dreams about it, so that's not for me. But anything else, I'm more of a comedy, romantic, and those types of movies which make you think. Yeah, I don't know how you call that genre, but those kind of things. Get your partner, get your friends, and watch a good movie. We are at number 9, you guys, and number 9 is for those of you who are still studying. Number 9, what did I write? Study or hang out at a coffee shop. What I mean by this, if you're still a student and you cannot leave out studying from your fall list or fall bucket list, then here is a few things that I would want to say that can make it a little bit more easier, a little bit more chill, and just not freak out about how many you have to do and how many things are in your calendar. My advice is to do a list. I am a huge advocate for lists. I do tend to get pretty anxious if I have a lot on my plate, so I like to have a little list for myself. I write down what I have to do. I put a little box next to it, and whenever I am finished, I just cross it out or put a tick that it's done and that I do not have to deal with that again. Second, if you... Ooh, that was a big bird. I wrote study or hang out at a coffee shop for a reason, because I have found, and also studies have found, that there are several topics or subjects that are easier to learn about if you go out with your friends and you try to solve the problem or talk about the problem as a group. One of my best friends, we are really similar, but there are a few subjects which she's more great at, and there are a few subjects which I am more great at, and that is a perfect combination. And we usually just sit down, talk it through. First we go through our notes, both of us, and then we if we have questions after the study session, we just ask those questions. And it really does help. Like the way she tells it to me, it's just another type of way that it goes into my brain. I'm sure that you know that there are different kinds of people for memorizing things. Some people are more visual, so if you read it. Some people are more like auditory. I don't know if I say it right in English. So by hearing, going to the lectures and actually hearing it. People have to write it down to motory. I have no idea how it's in English. I learned it in Hungarian, so I'm sorry. But they just have to write it down, and there are also combinations. So if you still have to study, these are my tips. Go to a new coffee shop or a coffee shop that you have been before, like a more fall vibe. If you order a coffee which is, I don't know, like a caramel latte or a pumpkin spice latte, put some cinnamon on top of your coffee, girl. So something which makes you more cozy. I know studying sucks sometimes. It sucks so much because there's so many things you have to do. Essays and reports and I don't know, exams. Exam season is coming in a month, but we're not there yet, so I'm not gonna stress myself with that. But just make it a bit more comfy and make it more calm with the help of your friends and with the help of your pumpkin spice latte. But that's it, you guys, for this video. I hope you enjoyed. These are just a few things that I like to do when it's fall, but I think they can also transfer to winter. And I know that some of these are pretty cliche. I just wanted to share my personal list of things and just also wanted to insert a little bit of psychology into it. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, guys. This was my first ever sit down video. Let me know down below if you think that I left anything out, if you like my ideas, if you didn't like my ideas, if you have any questions, or if you just have some thoughts that you want to put out there into the world, down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.